I get it why you would believe you would feel differently when you hear reports like
when you
this.
just hear so many, it becomes overwhelming.
But a lot of times these guys, like you said, they're just speculating. They're
He's
just guessing.
spitballing.
They're not talking to anybody in particular.
He's a donk.
They're just trying to rationalize why he hasn't been signed long term.
Right.
They know that Kyle Shanahan wants him, so they're just putting the pieces together. But it doesn't mean it's going to happen.
I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. But when you hear 100 people saying the same thing, it leads you to believe they must know something.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
That's all, Jason.
Unless they're talking to Mike McCartney, and Mike McCartney's saying,
well, I'm sure they are talking to him.
Yeah, he really wants to play in San Francisco. We're trying to force a trade.
Well, let's all stipulate to this.
That is a possibility.
Let's all stipulate to this. This is a given that I would bet my life that Kirk would be delighted to play for Kyle Shanahan. So that's a given.
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer.
I would bet my life that Kyle Shanahan would be delighted to coach Kyle or coach Kirk.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's going to happen. They're still
You're
a million miles away from that.
You're right.
So all of these reports, if they're just basing it on the fact that Kyle wants him and Kirk wants him, that doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Well, you're right. Unless, like I said, unless McCartney and Kirk says, we just don't want to play there. We don't want to sign a long-term deal with you.
And we're just
so
not going to do
I'll play under the tag, and I'll risk it. I'll risk injury, whatever. I'm going on the open market next year, unless you want to pay me a 44% raise.
Now, unless McCartney is just a genius PR guy, the statement that he gave earlier in the week after he had talks with Eric Schaefer didn't indicate on any level that there was no scenario where he was going to re-sign with Washington. It was the opposite of that. He was pleased and encouraged by the talks. So
I know. That's why you just don't know what to believe.
My gut tells me they can still get a long-term deal done. All the noise is making me lose faith in it, though, if that makes any sense.
We have to get you a Colt McCoy jersey immediately.
The only thing I truly believe in is that they will not start the season with him playing under the one-year tag.
I find that to be an impossibility.
That's the only thing.
I agree.
The only thing. I know
JP
JP disagrees with me. That's the only thing I truly, in my heart, believe
because then he's
happen.
gone.
If they just let him walk with no compensation whatsoever, they truly are the worst front office, not only in the NFL, in all of professional sports on planet Earth. Well, they are the dumbest.
If you didn't know anything, if you knew nothing about this team, but you knew that there was a combine where their GM wasn't there, and you knew that the GM is out walking his dog, possibly, okay, could be an old picture, and not at Redskins Park, and they've got other people kind of filling in, and all the free agents that are on the team seemingly are about to leave, you'd say they were the worst GM anywhere, or the worst franchise
anyway. It's an
anyway.
organization in chaos.
I hate. It's my favorite team. I hate him. I hate the owner. I hate the team president. I hate all their decisions. I hate everything about them, and I can't
keep
quit
saying
them.
this. They can save it all, though, if they do ultimately get that long-term deal on July 14th, and they have a good draft and bring in a couple decent free agents. It's not looking like it's headed in that direction.
All they have to do, they're going to have to overpay him a couple mil. Who cares? They admitted they overpaid Josh Norman.
Right.
You're going to have to overpay your quarterback a little bit to keep him, to keep him here, to stay off that quarterback carousel.
But what we don't know is, yeah, you're right. They could end up overpaying him, and he might not be able to say no. He might not be able to resist temptation. But he's in a driver's seat to some extent, and he may ultimately say, you know what, I kind of do want to play for Kyle, but I don't need to rush it. Why go there this year when they're not loaded? I'll just play this last year with the Redskins, and then next year, if they don't franchise me again and they don't give me $35 million,
they won't.
He's
Then
holding
I'll
all
just
the
go
cards.
play for
Kyle anyway, and they should have better
the
pieces
problem
by
is
then.
that it's a gamble. You're just going to keep gambling every year.
Right.
Eventually, that's going to come back to haunt you. You're going to keep gambling on yourself every single year.
So are you
unnecessarily?
So hold on, JP, are you saying in that scenario that he refuses to sign anything that the Skins offer?
Yes.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that the Skins can't allow that to happen.
I get where you're coming from. I'm saying we can't go inside Kirk's head.
No, so what
and
Jason
Kirk's head
is
may
saying,
be, you know what? I do want to play for Kyle, but I can wait a year.
So what Jason's saying, if they get that sense, they'll trade him. That's what Jason's saying.
It will never
That's
get
why
to the
it'll
point
never
you're
get to
talking
that
about.
point. Because even if Kirk is adamant he'll never sign, the Redskins will understand that if they have any brains.
That's why I'm saying
and
it'll
trade
have to happen before draft
Yeah, because
day.
like on April 20th, when they realize, well, we're still in an impasse here. We're offering him 20. He wants 25 over a 5-year deal. We're just not going to do that. That's when the trade talks ramp up.
I get that, but that doesn't mean they'll consummate the deal. And if they don't consummate the deal, then this is going to go all the way to July 15th.
If they don't do the long-term deal with him, they will consummate the deal because even the Redskins aren't stupid enough to let him play under a one-year tag and then walk with no compensation.
So then you do believe draft day is the real deadline for the Redskins?
I don't necessarily believe that.
Late April.
I think it could still happen after that, but I agree by July 15, he'll either have a long-term deal or he won't be here. I disagree with Jason. It has to happen by draft day because maybe they'll take future number ones.
Yeah, they could do that.
They could take future number ones. I'd almost be willing to shave my Bozak on air if he's playing under the 1-year franchise tag. Just do that on air.
I think
that's a great idea.
CSN Mid-Atlantic would not be sized.
Yeah, just shave my Bozak on air if he's playing on a 1-year deal.
We would need a big curtain.
You could do that at home.
It's just a huge risk. I don't know why the Skins would ever do that.
And the skin is very delicate down there. It is a big risk.
Yeah, it is.